Lily Madwhip must die. Chapter 20. Seeing double. Again. I don't want to die. I know sometimes I act like I do. Sometimes I might even say I do. But I don't really mean it. What I really mean is that I want things to be different. Like, I want to eat pizza for dinner. Not tuna noodle casserole with those weird spirally noodles and Velveeta cheese microwaved onto it. I'll still eat it, even though it feels like slugs in my mouth and tastes like vomit, because I know if I don't, it'll be waiting for me in the morning, and I'll be expected to have it for breakfast. But I'll say, I wish I was dead so my mom and dad understand just how much I hate tuna noodle casserole. I don't know what tuna noodle casserole is, says Duma. It's a war crime, I tell him. I see. Duma is digging a hole. His scythe thingy apparently is like a Swiss army scythe and can just snap shut and then snap open in the form of a shovel. When he started, I thought he was digging my grave since his plan is apparently to just let me die. What happens to angels when they die? I ask him. We don't, he replies, tossing another shovelful of dirt onto the pile. I think back to seeing Nathaniel getting split open from his chest to the top of his head and seeing all the stuff inside him. Abaddon was pretty angry about that. Or was he pretending? He could have been pretending. But Nathaniel didn't die. Abaddon took him to that doctor and had her stitch him back together. I wonder how he's doing. What must it feel like to not be able to die but get ripped in half like that? I bet it sucks. Ma answers my question by howling in pain down the street. He's still hollering things at us, but he can't see us in his current state, so he's not really a threat. Every now and then he cries out and it sounds pained, and I feel bad that he got cut open by a trident and then mauled by a cleaner ball. Then what's the point of all this? I ask. Samael gets loose, hurts people, takes over the veil. We fight him, but we can't kill him. So it's like that thing in chess games where you both got just your kings and nobody can win. Duma doesn't answer. He just jams his shovel into the ground and scrunches it around for a bit. I can't tell if he's really focused on this hole he's digging or trying to avoid answering my question. Are you really focused on digging that hole or trying to not answer me? He looks up for just the briefest moment, both, then goes back to avoiding the question by digging his hole. I wander over to the wreckage of the cleaner ball and pull some janky metal bits out. I grab so many that I need to use my shirt to carry them, but I tore my shirt, and it makes a terrible carry bag. Also, there's a bunch of sticky blood on my clothes still from my tummy wound that looks like it's seeping a bit. I keep forgetting I've got it since the pain got taken away. I never did wipe that rune off. My forehead. I wish I had a mirror. A full-length mirror appears in the street next to me. It looks just like one my mom used to have in her walk-in closet. Of course, a mirror just appears. I forget where I am sometimes. Yep, the rune is still on my forehead, crusty around the edges, but wet looking like the blood Samael wrote it with just won't dry. Holy crap, I look like a wreck. I'm all covered with dirt and specks of blood. My eyes look really tired. Oh, right, I am really tired. The mirror tips backward and falls flat on the road since nobody was holding it up. It shatters into a zillion million pieces. That's 7 years bad luck. Maybe luck is like Donkey Kong though, and when you reach a high enough bad luck score, it flips back to 0. Dumas looks up from his hole. What was that noise? What are you doing over there? I leave a trail of janky bits on the ground as I trot back over to him with arms full of janky bits. I'm just collecting janky bits, I tell him, dumping out my collection on the grass. Don't play with cleaner parts, he says sternly. You could cut yourself. I'm already cut though, so the point is kinda moot. I try to make a cleaner parts tower, balancing them on each other, but they're all so weird shaped that they don't stay up. When that gets boring, I grab my demon-killing trident and start digging my own hole next to Duma's. How big do we gotta make these holes? Duma wipes his forehead as if he's sweating. It's not about the size of the hole, it's about the amount of dirt. He tosses the shovel onto the lawn and climbs out of his hole. The dirt pile is pretty large at this point. He does a thing with his hand like he's measuring the dirt pile's height, even though he can't possibly tell how high the dirt goes. Or at least, I can't. After several hand motions and a glance in my direction, he nods. This should about do it. Do what? This trident is terrible for digging. He picks up his shovel, snickersnacks it back into a little thing, and tucks it away in his robe. Then he starts grabbing handfuls of the dirt at the top of the pile and mashing them together. He grabs some more and mashes that in too. After several handfuls of mash, he rubs the sides with his bony hands and smooths it out. I think he's making like the dirt equivalent of a snowman. A dirt man. I step out of my very shallow trident hole. Do you want me to get some sticks for the arms? I ask him. He doesn't look up. What? Number. This won't look believable if we give it stick arms. I look at his creation. It's kinda dumpy and ugly. It's dirt. I scan the horizon for enemies. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust, he says as he scoops some dirt from the bottom and packs it onto the sides at the top. Right, whatever that means. For afar thou art, and unto Afar shalt thou return. He's not wrong, I'm pretty far from home. I feel lost at sea in this place. There isn't even a raft or a desert island to hang out on and wait for rescue. I'm swimming, and the ocean is endless, and there's sharks and cleaner balls circling. Dumas drops to his knees and starts molding the bottom half of the dirt person to have a pair of stumpy legs with goofy feet. He works fast, his bone fingers clicky-clacking so fast at times that they look like blurs. I hate to say it, but I'm impressed by the amount of detail he's put into it, but it still just looks like dirt to me. It still just looks like dirt, I tell him as he carves little toes in the goofy feet. It will look more natural once you breathe life into it. I beg your pardon? Once you breathe life into it, it will take on a more natural appearance. He finally looks up at me with his empty eye sockets. It is you, after all. That thing is me? That lumpy dirt pile? It's barely even my height. There's no face on it, no hair on its head. It's not even wearing any clothes. It's a naked, lily-high pile of dirt with leg stumps and arms stuck to its side. Another thought crosses my mind. If I breathe life into it, do I have less life? Of course not, he replies. Your soul is a nearly endless font of life-giving energy. Are you saying I'm like a human energon cube? Dumas stands up and pretends to brush stuff off his robes, even though there's nothing there. He puts his hands on his hip bones and studies his dirt lily. After a moment, he responds, I don't know what an energon cube is, but sure. We both just stand there quiet for a moment. The street is dark, as always. The house in front of us has a light on in the window, and there's a lady and a guy dancing together. They look young and dressed in outfits like I've seen in my Nana's photo album from the 50s. Every now and then, the lady stops looking young and becomes an old lady about my Nana's age. When she does, the guy disappears entirely. It's always just for a second, and then they're dancing again, holding hands and smiling at each other. I smile. Down the street, Mott screams, I am eternal. The moment is gone. Doma puts a hand on my shoulder and pushes me toward the dirt pile. I look back at him and he just does that nod thing adults do where they're saying, go do it, without using their mouths. Go do what? Do I just blow on it? I blow on the dirt pile. Some dirt falls off. The pile doesn't spring to life. Not like that, Duma says, in a tone like I'm supposed to just naturally know how to breathe life into a dirt pile. You have to breathe your essence into it. Breathe my essence? Right. What the hell does that even mean? I lean into where maybe the dirt lily's ear would be. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. I think of happy thoughts. My mom and dad and Roger are celebrating my birthday. There's a cake and it says my name on it. They're singing the song. Well, Mom and Dad are. Roger isn't. I count the candles. I make a wish. I wish you guys were alive again. And then I blow out the candles. The dirt pile's head falls off. Duma gasps loudly. What was that? He shouts, gesturing at the headless pile of dirt. I don't know, I yell back. I was thinking happy thoughts. He shoves past me and starts packing a new dirt head onto his pile. Happy thoughts? He scolds me. Who told you to think happy thoughts? Just breathe your essence into the damned thing. This isn't Neverland. This is the Vale. So, you know Peter Pan, but you don't know tuna noodle casserole, Rambo, or Energon cubes? Peter and Wendy is a literary classic, says Duma. I personally escorted Mr. Barry to his final reward back in 1937. I walk away and throw my hands in the air. Whatever, 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 seriously, whatever. I'm not an angel, you know. I don't know how everything works here. I don't even know how the TV remote makes the TV turn on. I'm 12 years old and I'm still studying math and science in school. Not special math like algebra. Just math. Math so plain, it's just called math. You can't keep treating me like I'm one of you. Duma finishes putting the head back on his dirt pile. He brushes nothing off his robe again. Then he turns to me. You're right. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. He walks over to me and puts a bony Skeletor hand on my shoulder again. I'm not used to dealing with children. He pauses a moment. Live children, that is. Take my hand and let me guide you. He extends his other bony hand toward me. Can we, do the guiding without the hand holding? I ask. He drops his hand. Sure. Together, we go over to the dirt lily with its head reattached. I stand in front of it and look at its faceless head. Duma stands behind it and hovers over the two of us. Take a deep breath, like you did earlier, but before you exhale, imagine a piece of your heart breaking off and traveling to your lungs. It settles in your alveoli. It feels warm, just a warmth sitting in your chest, waiting for you to gently breathe it out, breathe. What the hell is an alveoli? I don't ask this. I just imagine the rest. I can feel it. Like a chip of stone, a piece of my heart goes up into my lungs. It stings. I feel dizzy. Maybe I'm holding my breath too long. I should breathe it out, but my chest doesn't feel warm yet. Gotta wait for the warmth. Dumas watches. What are you doing? Don't interrupt me now, I'm so close. There it is, a nice warm feeling. I breathe it out slowly, making sure not to breathe out my nose because then I'm just blowing life essence out all over my upper lip and shirt. The dirt glows softly like every grain is turning into a firefly. I used to catch fireflies in a jar and put in some twigs and leaves and watch them climb around with their little butts softly glowing like car blinkers. Meanwhile, Roger would run around with a badminton racket, yelling, "Look, Lily, Stardust," and swinging at the fireflies with it. My cousin Susie used to call them lightning bugs. I think fireflies makes more sense since they don't shoot lightning out their butts, but they do look like they got little butt fires going on. The dirt pile glows from top to bottom. Then there's a flash that makes me look away. When I look back, I'm looking myself in the face. Again, I suddenly have a flashback to when Samael took the form of a bloody version of me and my heart leaps in my chest. Oh God! I stumble backward and fall in the hole Duma dug. Other me blinks. She's got no eyelashes or eyebrows or hair. But she does have a brown t-shirt and pants on somehow, which I find lucky since I don't want to have myself running around naked in other people's dreams. As I watch, a big, crinkly bushel of hair sprouts out of her head like in a Chia Pet commercial, falling around her face and ears. Other me points at me in the hole. It fell down, she declares. Yes, it did, Dumas says dryly. We're lucky it didn't fall apart. What's this it? I'm the original? Dirt me seems to have the mistaken idea that I'm the one made from dirt. Oh no, I'm not the one made from dirt, am I? I swear I was the one just breathing life into the other just a moment ago. No, I saw the hair sprout out of her head. She's definitely the copy. Does she not realize she's the copy? Hey! I yell at Dirt Me. Don't get confused. You're the fake Lily. Dirt Lily gets a puzzled expression on her face. She feels her cheek where the scar we got from a knife fight with Lisa Welch is. It's actually there. I feel my cheek too. I'm pretty sure I feel a scar. Oh, but she doesn't have the mark from Samael on her forehead. Ha, I point at her. You don't have Samael's mark. She feels her forehead. Then she quickly turns to Duma. Which one of us is the real Lily? He shrugs. You're both real. I get up and brush myself off. Unlike Duma, I actually get dirt on me for some reason. My butt is sore. I hope I didn't bruise my tailbone. I heard if you break your tailbone, they gotta put you down like a horse with a broken leg, or Old Yeller with rabies. Are you being intentionally unhelpful? Other Me asks him. I was about to ask him the same thing. Or are you just being Dumas? I finish our thought. Other Me looks at me and nods. I feel kinda creeped out by it. She was just a pile of dirt being molded like clay, just moments ago. You're both real, he repeats. You, he points at Other Me, were given life just now, but you are still Lillian Alexandra Madwhip. He glances down at me in the hole. And so are you. Well, what happens if she dies? I ask. I climb out of my grave. That is actually in some ways the place of my birth rather than my death. Don't think too hard on it, Lily. Your head may still explode. When you die, Duma says, emphasizing the word when. It will appear to Samael and Abaddon as if your soul goes the route of all souls. But at a certain point, the assembly will recognize that this isn't a true soul and disperse your energy into the void where it collects and is used in the formation of new life down the line. He runs a finger bone across his forehead bone. At least, that's the way I believe it should work. You could very well end up reaching the judgment line with the rest and be summarily judged. What happens if I'm judged? I'm not sure which of us asks that. Other Me offers me her hand to stand up with. Her hands are clean, mine aren't, and yet one of us was literal dirt, and one of us wasn't. How is the dirt one cleaner than the not dirt one? Once again, Duma doesn't answer. He just clacks his jaw shut, then adjusts his robe like someone getting ready to go out for a night on the town. All right, we should get going. Azrael is likely already aware that one of the cleaners has been taken out. I don't know where his allegiance lies, but the fact that a cleaner was sent after us to begin with doesn't give me much hope. Other Me and I look at each other and shrug. I almost want to ask her if she knows what he's talking about, but she's me, so I know she doesn't. In fact, she probably was about to ask me the same thing. As if this is all perfectly normal, the three of us walk down the dark street in the opposite direction of Mott, who continues to shout and drag himself around in his own innards. Just the angel of death and silence, me, and my dirt copy. Yes, sir, perfectly normal. Half a block away, I feel a nudge on my arm. I look over at Other Lily. Hey, she whispers, I'm still not okay with the whole dying thing. If you were me, you wouldn't want to die either. I am you, I tell Me. Her, I tell her. We stop together and watch Duma slowly shuffle along, and I don't. Want to die, that is. Here, maybe this will make you feel better. I dip my finger in the still leaky stab wound from the cow pitcher and get some blood on it. I had intended to use it earlier to smudge the rune off my forehead at the risk of my whole head melting, but now I use it to draw what I remember seeing from that moment, with the mirror on Other Me's forehead. It doesn't burn or glow or anything when I'm done, so I can't tell if it actually is the same rune or a rune at all. My memories of runes and how they work feels like it's fading, kinda like memories of TV shows I watched when I was 7. Other Me figures out what I'm doing. Thanks, she says when I'm done, but doesn't that just mean I won't feel pain? I'm still, you know, killable. I don't know what anything means anymore. Me, neither. Come along, you two, Duma calls when he realizes we're not right behind him. There's a nexus at the end of every road here. From one we can reach the focus, and from there, connect with Pashgar, and hopefully your friend Meredith, in Baradiel, assuming she found him. I also hand Other Me a pair of janky cleaner parts I managed to jam together, so one forms a makeshift handle and the other a jagged blade. She doesn't ask me what it's for because she knows. We nod at each other silently, and she sticks it in her pants pocket. I can't believe she has pants. Pockets. If anything gives away that she's not really me, it's going to be that she's got pants with actual pockets that can hold things like janky cleaner parts jammed into the shape of a knife. I am so dead. We, says Other Me, we are so dead. Right. We are so dead.